What is up, guys? Rattlesnake Patriot here, back with another video from Higby. He's on State University camp, Tennessee State University's campus. He's talking with students about institutional racism. The talks don't go too far until essentially a large group of black students gathers and starts stealing his signs and runs them out of there, even though there's police officers there. But let's get into the first. There's really not much. There's, I think, only one guy they showed having conversation with him. He makes no points and is not able to understand a whole lot. But let's get into it.
Do you think that there's any law that allows me to do something that you can't do, for example?
I don't think there's any laws that say that you can do something that I can't. But then again, this system can't be ignored. Like, we can't just say it does not exist because there are countless examples of it existing.
There's no laws that say you can do something that I can't, but then again, we can't ignore this system because there's countless examples of that, apparently. So he just contradicted himself in a single paragraph.
Maybe just one example of what you're talking about.
Let's try one example.
So what's wrong with the system that allows, I guess, racism to be systemic or institutionalized?
I mean, I would argue the opposite. Like, again, we have civil rights acts on top of civil rights acts, in addition to the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. 14th Amendment being written for the sole purpose of expanding and equalizing the rights of white people and black people. And furthermore, the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause echoes exactly what, like, the Civil Rights Act says, right? You cannot be discriminated based on your inalienable characteristics like your race, your sex, your sexuality, etc.
But even though we have these laws, that doesn't stop it from happening. We still know that.
You're right, racism does happen still, even though there are.
So it's amazing to me. So many people have really very little understanding of human nature, and the fact is humans are very tribal. And what I mean by that is humans naturally group together of like kind, not just with race or whatever, just things liberals and Democrats or liberals and conservatives stay in their own separate groups, especially nowadays. People that like sports hang out with people that like to watch sports. People that on and on. People that like to hunt hang out with people that like to hunt, right? So you're as a human, you're constantly searching and seeking people that are similar to you, that have similar interests, because then you can go and do those similar interest things together, right? That's how friendships work. Not to say that you can't have a friend that comes from a different walk of life and has different interests, but that's just how humans are. Now, on that note, there is racism. There always will be racism. There's always going to be people that think a certain group is lesser than another. But I can tell you, I don't personally know anybody, and I come from a very white part of the country. I don't personally know anybody that thinks that because of their color of skin is lesser of a human being than another person. Now, they might be lesser of a human being if their actions say such, but I don't know anybody that is racist. I really don't. It does exist. There's people that believe the earth is flat, for God's sakes. So you'll never get rid of that, and there's no need to. Those people can be left behind. It's fine. But there's no law you're going to create that's going to stop racism. You can't stop the way people think. It just doesn't work that way. But what we're going to find out is Higby and his group is going to get run off this campus. He's going to get signs stolen and run off this campus by, from what I can tell, is a majority, if not, mostly or 100% black group of students that don't like what he has to say, that want to take away his First Amendment rights. I guarantee you that would never happen the other way around. There is not a place in this country where some black folks, black people would come on campus and preach their beliefs and have a white student body run them off campus. That would not happen. That just would not happen. First of all, most white folks wouldn't do that. Second of all, they wouldn't allow it. The police wouldn't allow it. So this is just, it's very ironic how these students are claiming they are so mistreated, one, really it's the other way around, and right here's an example of it.
Laws that ban it, and I think that those laws are oftentimes used to enforce a culture of anti-racism. In the United States, we actually cancel people for being racist all the time.
Very
but we
true.
have in the system, as far as the system goes, you can't stop people from being racist on an
Nope.
individual level, unfortunately. It happens in every country, on every continent, all around the world, and it has since the beginning of time. But what you can do is make it illegal to institutionalize it by saying, you can't allow certain, you have to allow everybody to eat at your restaurant. You can't not admit people based on their color. You can't prioritize people based on their color.
Right, it's the other way around now. It's we have to hire more people of color. Even if we can't find them, we have to somehow search up more people of color to hire for a certain job, even though we have plenty of white applicants that could do the job. So affirmative action and DEI has totally, it's really the other way around. It's white people are being discriminated against the government, by the government. So let's just see here.
Is lead up to a second term.
So now he doesn't even include this in his video. He just fast forwards through, probably because it's a bunch of nonsense and makes no point. Here's the start of it. This girl steals this, and then the sign off the front of his table. This girl runs off.
Really? Seriously?
And Cam eventually goes out and tries to steal his stuff, and that guy steps up in his face. Hey, how dare you not let them steal your stuff?
Guys, we're literally just here to have civil.
We're literally just here to have a civil conversation, is what Cam was saying. And then here we have, so he is being followed and harassed by this group. Now the cops are with him, but the cops really should have called him for backup or started arresting people. There's a big group of people here, so in some ways I don't blame them, but this is F you, because you have an opinion that is based upon facts. It's crazy. And they throw a drink container on the top of their car, and so they're wanting them to leave, and the cops are trying to escort them out of there so that nobody gets hurt. And they throw a drink up there, and then you'll see they get boxed in by this car.
They're intentionally blocking us.
So they have to leave so bad, but we want to harass you as long as possible. So we're going to pull a car in front of you so you can't leave the parking lot. And see, the cops are going up there, and they are trying to get that car to move because they want to get them out of there before they get hurt or property gets damaged, their vehicle gets damaged, which it might have already been damaged. I'm not sure. But this is the left. The left wants to shut the right up because the right has good ideas, and the right's ideas are based in fact. Not emotion, not in what they want, what they believe, and how they think the world should be. They're based in fact. And that's why people on the right don't want the leftists to shut up. We want them to talk. The more they talk, the more people come to our side and realize that we have the answers.
Whoa! That was loud.
So let's see, I don't know if I assume I really don't know what this is, to be honest. Well, that's just the beginning. But yeah, so this is a great example of, it's so ironic. They're talking about institutional racism and how racist white people are, right? And then a group of black people. Cam never said anything even remotely racist. He just said the facts. Him and his buddy, whatever his name is. And so ironic. They got run off of campus by a group of black people. A bunch of white people got run off campus for speaking their beliefs. And America is so racist. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, guys. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you next time. Take care.